Oh, hello, gals, gays, theys, straights, thems. I'm gonna start adding in like a partridge in a pear tree. Like once we get closer to Christmas. This is another episode of the Millennial Matriarch. I am your host, Alexis, and I am joined by my lovely, not hat wearing co-host, Ashley ATD. What's going on?
Hi, everyone. I just want to pause there. I almost wore a very special hat for you today. And for whatever reason, I was like, today's not the day. I'm going to save it for next time. You got something fun coming.
Can't wait. We need to do an episode in our martini hats, like a holiday episode.
Okay. Yeah, I can do
We'll
that.
schedule that. This episode is coming out the week after Thanksgiving. So I just have to say this. One, right now, I am mentally, emotionally, and physically and spiritually exhausted. I have moved in to Boston Logan International Airport. I have this I will have taken 8 flights in the month of November. I have literally been on the road except for one weekend this month, and I have to say that since Ashley and I will be taking this podcast on the road at some point, manifestation is real. We say our dreams and our goals out loud.
Hell yeah.
I am prepped and I am exhausted because I'm exhausted now. And we are actually recording this on Monday, we are recording this the Monday of the week of Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
I fly out tomorrow. My flight's at 10:20, and I landed last night at 5:24. That's not even
No,
48 hours.
I didn't even realize. Holy shit
Yeah.
balls.
So when I told you I had to change my laundry over, so basically I texted Ashley and was like, "Hey, I need to start like a few minutes late because I have to change my laundry over." It's because everything that happens from now until probably 9 a.m. tomorrow when I leave for the airport is so methodically timed out.
Yeah. And you had no panties, so you had to do your laundry.
Plenty of underwear. I just didn't feel, I mean, I barely wear underwear. So it's like I always have enough.
A little spoiler alert for the
Spoiler
listeners.
alert. I will never give you an old pair of workout leggings because I'd be giving you essentially a thong from Victoria's Secret.
Please give us a moment as we assess some technical difficulties.
I was using this thing that they gave us to
Yeah,
plug it into the computer
me
instead
too.
of using my dongle. But I also have other
Interesting.
things plugged into every hole is taken.
That's going in the episode.
That should be the episode description. Every hole plugged up, which I will say this episode is about social media. And as somebody who has worked in social media for the entirety of her career, I also have all of my social media holes plugged up because I'm everywhere. I'm on all of the things. I'm everywhere all of the time.
She's slutting it up on the socials. She's on every platform you can think of. She's
I
producing content on every medium. You can find
I'm
her
just
on all the
I'm
things.
literally literally I dare somebody to try to steal my identity because that's not true. I do not dare you to steal my identity. I meant my digital identity, like my
Yeah,
social media digital footprint, because you're going to have to be fucking everywhere.
they're gonna know.
Good luck. Like, not like that girl that pretended to be black and she was like the president of the NAACP. Can't do that to me.
What? That's
God.
story time
Okay.
for another time.
Like
But
that
isn't
is.
that funny? You're on everything, every
I'm
platform.
everywhere.
I'm slowly making my way back to social, which we'll get to. But isn't that crazy that like there was a time in our lives where social media just like it wasn't even like it wasn't a cultural thing. It didn't exist when we were kids. I'm talking like
What do you
kid.
define as a kid? Well, yeah, as a kid, but I've had my MySpace since I was in high school. When did MySpace
I was
come
gonna
out?
say, correct me if I'm wrong, because we're basically the same age. We're like a few months
We are
apart,
the same
right?
age.
We're
Yeah.
we're only like a few months apart. Um,
I'm dying.
I feel like the first like official social platform was MySpace, and that was when like early high school days, right?
Yeah, Tom. I actually follow Tom on Instagram, which feels so meta and not Facebook meta as in the platform meta. I just mean meta as in like the meta of it.
Yeah. How is Tom doing? Is Tom thriving? Wait, was Tom MySpace or Facebook?
No, Tom is MySpace.
Tom was
Mark
MySpace.
Zuckerberg is Facebook. Wow, you really have taken you could tell you know what? You can tell when after our first jobs, I stayed in the social digital world and you went traditional because the fact that you can't like read off.
I went traditional, but ironically, I ran the socials for one of the brands I worked for a long time.
Were you good at it? No, I'm kidding. I know
We did a
you
lot
were
of
very
social
good at
stuff
it.
in my last gig, so I just had to, like, it's called fake it till you make it, baby. That's what I be doing. Whatever. So yeah, MySpace was crazy. My friend recently sent me a TikTok of a girl who does like 2000s parodies. Like that's her content.
Wait, I love it. Please send me.
There's like two girls who that's all they do. And
There's probably a million, Ashley. There's probably a
it's one
million.
where she is playing all the characters, but it's like her and her friend rearranging her room. And the mom's like, "What are you guys doing?" And they're hanging like the Abercrombie bags as if they're posters on the wall. Do you know what I'm talking about? Her mouth is open. Her mouth is agape.
No, but I love it. I've never seen the content, but I know all of the references.
Okay, well, I'll send you the specific video. That's what they're doing. And the mom's like, "What are you guys doing?" And they're like rearranging the room. That is the type of shit we did to fill our time when we were teenagers. We like rearranged our room with our friends. We were like, let's put this poster out, that
Yes,
poster. Let's
I
put your
still
bed
do that.
here because we weren't like, I certainly wasn't watching as much TV. I didn't have any, money. We weren't playing like a ton of video games. Like that's what we would do.
Speak
We
for
would go to the
yourself.
mall, we would hang out in people's garages, and we would rearrange each other's rooms. Was your teenhood different? Because that's what we did.
I did that stuff. I also drank behind the movie theaters. I
Oh, yeah.
also
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, how much trouble do I want to get in this episode?
No, I mean, yeah, I guess I was keeping it PG, but not intentionally.
I also went on drug deals, you know what I mean? Like, I was not a seller. I was not a seller, you know what I mean? I've been in cars where drug deals have happened.
Wow.
I have been the drug purchaser, childhood, in
Good
a
for
ru
you.
and this guess what? And I have to say this. I have to say this. Any single person out here that wants to teach abstinence instead of safe sex, this is why you shouldn't. Because I was raised perfectly. Obviously, that's a joke. But my parents did everything right. Like, one of my friends likes to say, so I'm like, I don't have daddy issues. I don't have mommy issues. They're like, no, you just have issues. Like, I grew up in such a stable environment. Like, my dad was a cop, he's a priest. My mom didn't miss the basketball games. Like, there's no, but I still got into trouble. So
Yeah.
just know it's not about abstinence because they're going to find a way.
Yeah, it's like it's both terrifying and comforting. It's like it doesn't really like you can psychologize, you can psychoanalyze like situations all day, but at
Yeah.
the end of the day, like teen angst and like their growing pains and making mistakes and doing crazy off the wall shit, like that's just part of growing up. It doesn't matter if you come from like a pristine, they did everything right
No.
family or a family that's like fucked up and like if you had childhood trauma, like it really doesn't matter. Your teen years are spent doing like crazy, stupid shit. But like the stupid shit we did feels so different than the stupid shit that kids are doing these days.
Yeah, we were so much worse. We were so much worse.
Yeah, but blessed be the fruit. We didn't have fucking cameras filming everything we were doing
Yes,
and
we
putting it on the internet,
did.
not until things started to come out like MySpace and stuff. I just feel like there were some early years that I was like, "Thank God." And I'm sorry, but maybe your experience was different, but no one was at, like, house parties pulling out phones and videotaping people, like, hammered and drunk and then posting it on Facebook.
We had very different experiences.
Okay, that's terrifying then. I'm sorry to hear that.
I actually have to say this, and I'm gonna say it. Everybody is soft. The generations after us are so soft.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm with you.
I live my life like this. And because I am a chronically online person, who I am IRL is the same person that I am OL online. So if I'm doing dumb shit in my personal life, You often will find that on the internet. That's the beauty of a close friends list.
Yes.
Also, I know that the internet is forever, and even if you delete something, somebody has taken a screenshot of it. However, I have no secrets. I'm an animal. I give no fucks. That's how I live my life.
What did Dorinda say, The Real House of New York? She said, "Say it, forget it. Write it, regret it."
It's
Meaning,
true.
if you put it on the internet and you, like, write it down or you say it, like, then you gonna regret it. Like, you better be careful about what you share. But if you're the same in real life as you are online, there's no worries here.
Totally.
How Savage was top 8?
Why?
Because you literally, like, ranked your fucking best friends.
You got married. What do you think bridesmaids are? That's your top 8. I had a top 11.
Okay, I had a top 7.
Wait, can I tell you? All of my friends who gave toast Ashley were like, "Yeah, I made it to Alexis's MySpace top 8, but it's top
That's
11."
so funny.
Like, do you
That's
know what
so
I mean?
cute.
Like, so that's what do you think having a what do you think a bridal party is?
I know, but the distinction is there's this understanding of, like, what it is to be in a bridal party. Like, I think there are certain
Nightmare.
people who just wouldn't expect to be in a bridal party, but in terms of, like, friendships, they would expect to be in your, like, top friends. Like, I had a guy in my bridal party because he's my best friend.
My college best friend, Mr. Ratchet King, is a mister. Him and my husband have gotten so close that he was a groomsman.
Yes.
So yeah, my top 11 actually was a top 12 because one of them was on the other side.
Honestly, slightly different, but same. One of my really, really good, if not best friends, was in G's groomsmen, and my brother was. And best
Wait,
believe
now I want to know who was the groomsman. We'll talk later.
yeah, I'll tell you. But best believe if G hadn't taken ownership, at the very least, my brother would have been in mine. I don't give a fuck. But, like, I feel like there was guys I was friends with, like, in high school that, like, I put in my top 8 because they were just, like, people that we hung around with, but, fast forward to today, like, wouldn't be in my bridal party. So, I don't know. I feel like there's more of, like, an acceptance of the bridal party, but I see your point. That is
Do you know
hilarious.
what's funny? Because I know you and I have talked about doing, like, well, obviously, you're going to do some kind of like wedding bridal episode. I think we also need to do the bridal breakdown.
What do you mean?
We'll talk more.
Okay.
We'll talk more.
Put a pin
Uh,
in that.
I need to write this on a post note before I get, but back to our original topic, social media.
Yeah. So that was MySpace, because I was thinking about, like, all the channels that have come about. BT dubs, I was not allowed to have social media.
Did that
Um,
stop you?
no,
Right.
when I had a MySpace and I, like, had the wallpaper and the music and, stupid pictures and the I Heart whoever I was, like, pretending to date at the time. And my mom found out, and it was the worst grounding of my life. Like, I was grounded
Really?
for 3 months. I wasn't allowed to go anywhere. I wasn't allowed to do anything. Like, I was punished less when I got alcohol poisoning a year later than she found out I had a MySpace.
But I think that's because your mom probably were concerned you could have died with the alcohol poisoning and she knew you were alive with the
She
MySpace.
was just so grateful that I was like, "Okay." No, I think you make a great point, but you know what? It was like I listen, as an adult now, like, I get it. I would also have serious boundaries around social media if I had kids because, like, it's just not worth the risk of, like, your kid being out there and not really understanding, like, the repercussions of being
This is where I'm different. This is
okay.
where I'm different. I think as a parent, you can parent your child however you want. But I think that if you look at the digital world and the digital world that we live in, if a child wants an online presence, they're going to figure out a way. So I'd rather
You're right.
yeah, like, I'd
I did it.
rather just, like right, give them they're a lot of the platforms kind of like how, the streaming services have, like, parental controls now, so that way, like, you can't have your 4-year-old going down and, like, putting on, like, a hardcore porn on,
Yeah.
Netflix, your Netflix TV and embarrassing, your friends when they're over for Thanksgiving or something, like, I think that's the importance because I think when there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, I'm not saying I wouldn't let them have it at all. I mean, I don't think an 11-year-old needs to have social. That's just my personal opinion. Like, I think
Yeah.
there is an age.
Mhm.
threshold for me. I'm not saying I would never let them have it so long as they're, under 18, but if when it gets introduced, there'll be some serious boundaries, It's like I need to have access or I need to be able to see your stuff. And listen, I come from parents that, they didn't read my texts, they didn't read my email.
Yeah,
Like
no,
my mom, even though I was not allowed to have social media, she wasn't like going in and then reading all my fucking messages. Like there was a boundary of privacy. And it's like I would like to do, if I had kids, I would want to do that too. Like I want to respect their
totally.
privacy and their autonomy, but you also, hate to sound like an old fart, but like these are children. Their brains are not fully developed. They're going to make decisions that could possibly negatively impact the rest of their life. But I agree with you. Like, you didn't say this, but like smothering doesn't help either. Helicoptering doesn't help either.
I also feel like this. I had a MySpace and I had a Facebook, and I would have conversations with my mom, and she would be like, Alexis, I, you need to be really careful because, college admissions people will see it, blah, blah, blah,
Yes.
blah, blah, blah. And that is true.
Yes.
That didn't stop me from putting the pictures of me like drinking on Facebook because I have never been ashamed or embarrassed of my decisions, and I am always 10 toes down. So, like, I understood, like, to this day, I am 33 years old, and there are people in my life that will make comments on the things that I put on the internet. And I'm like, I don't care. I know the repercussions. I mean, it's not at this point, I really don't care because it's in my professional career for so long. And like, I had a boss that I respect and like love. And like, she's become a real mentor who, when you work in social media, you interview for social media jobs, you're not just looking at people's like LinkedIn. You're also looking at their other digital platforms because you wanna see if they can do the job and know what they're doing.
That's a great point. Yeah.
So, like, we would see things where, like, she would post, like, about being hungover or things, and I'm like, and this is a woman who's in her 40s, and it's like, why should she be embarrassed that she's hungover? So but I think what's interesting is I think I'd love you to talk more about this. You were somebody that kind of pulled the plug on social and was basically almost all the way offline. So, like, I'd
Yeah.
love for you to, like, share more about, like, the decision, like, what happened or how did you get to that decision?
Yeah, it's layered, but I think it's easy to explain. So I went nearly 4 years without any social media profiles. Like I had a Facebook that I just didn't delete, but I never went on it and like I just
What about LinkedIn?
vacated. I kept LinkedIn from a professional standpoint, so I guess not
Yep.
all. I deleted my Instagram, I deleted my Snapchat. Um I I want to say TikTok was a thing when I got off of it, and I basically stayed on TikTok in the sense of, like, I was a voyeur, like, I almost treated it I didn't, like, follow any of my friends, like, I didn't know anyone on it, like, I just sort of, like
Just consumed. You were just a consumer.
it
Yeah.
was almost like watching TV, but even then, like, I really limited it at that point. So, there's a few reasons. Number 1, like, I just needed to quiet the noise. Like, I needed to stop looking at what other people were doing and saying and feeling, and, like, I needed to just listen to me. And I know a couple episodes back, we talked about body image, and that had something to do with it. Like,
Yeah.
I needed to stop comparing myself to people where they were physically, where they were in their careers. I even feel a little bit of that now on LinkedIn, which I think we've
Oh,
touched
LinkedIn
on.
is the most toxic one in my opinion.
Yeah, and, like, as someone who's lost their job, like, it's like I just feel like a piece of shit sometimes, like, reading
Oh, don't. It's so fake, but it's so fake. LinkedIn is the fakest one.
just like Instagram, just like, like, it's a highlight reel.
It's just all it is a professional highlight reel.
I'm not gonna go on LinkedIn and be like, "Oh, I'm having a really bad day."
I think you should though, and I think you can, and people do.
But we need to remember that other people aren't. And so what you're
Yeah.
seeing is just a highlight reel of what they want you to
Yeah.
see. But anyway, I digress. Like, I just needed to quiet the noise. And like, it was a decision I mentioned in
Yeah.
therapy. My therapist was sort of like, that's interesting. Like, obviously, I'm not going to tell you what to do. But I was like, you know what? And actually, I heard, I love the podcast Call Her Daddy. Shout out
Yep.
Alex Cooper. Her best friend Lauren was on her podcast. She's on there frequently, but she actually did an episode right around that time about how she purged social media. And she just sounded so relieved, and I was, like, dying for that relief. I don't know what,
Yeah.
I just, like, was dying for it. So, like, I have no regrets. I did some serious work on my mental health during that period of my life, and, like, my life evolved in a lot of amazing ways. But the flip side of that, there's a couple flip sides. I did it created distance,
Yeah.
with my friends and family. Like, not only was I living far away, most of my friends and family are in the Northeast, and I had moved to Michigan right after
That's right.
COVID because my partner was transferred for work. I've lived far away from home before, but so it was like on top of the physical distance,
Yeah.
from most of my friends and family who live in that area, like, I'm not seeing what they're up to on social media, and that created, like, an additional barrier, and so, like, I didn't know about, I mean, obviously, big life events, people
You didn't know my mom died. Remember?
know,
Like, you were the first person I had to actually tell myself to.
but that's a great example because big life events, although sometimes delayed, they did make their way to me in the form of, like, a phone call or a text, right? It's not like people were, like,
Yes,
having
right.
babies and,
That's
like,
true.
not telling me because they were putting it on social media or folks passing away. Those things
Yeah.
did make their way to me, but it was almost like the little things, like, just what they were up to, like, people had to
Yeah.
actually pick up the phone and, like, text or call me in order to give me information and vice versa, and I'm actually not really good at that. Not really good at picking up the phone and, like, checking in with people. I have to make mental notes like, "Hey, it's been a while since I spoke to so and so. Hey, I should probably call my mom." Like, there are little things that I'm like, I need to do that because I love those people and I want them to know what's going on with me and I wanna know what's going on with them, and if social media is not the window, well, guess what? I have
Yeah.
to make more of a concerted effort to do that. So that was one thing that was kind of a bummer. I also had friends who would, like, screenshot things, like pop culture things and be like, "I just wanted you to know."
Love that.
And it was
Yeah, I
so
love
cute
that.
because it was like I was so appreciated it, and even though I was, like, here and there on TikTok, it was like they were like, "Listen, we just wanna make sure you're in the know, girl. We need you to know." Like, when Scandoval broke out with
Oh
Vanderpump
my god.
Rules, like, I had, like, a couple friends who were, like, in the Bravoverse with me that were like, "Girl," and I was like, and I pulled up the laptop and I was like, "Let's do some research."
You were like, "We're just gonna go."
Meanwhile, I'm wearing a sweatshirt right now that says "Worm with a mustache." If you know,
Oh
you
my
know.
god, I
My sister
love
got
it.
this for
If
me
you
for whatever that birthday was after Scandal broke. Anyway, I digress. The last thing I'll say that was sort of like I guess like a bummer or like something I clocked was like
Yeah.
when I deleted all my social media and stopped posting and participating in that way, I basically just like stopped taking pictures in my life.
Oh, that's actually interesting. I didn't think that's what you were gonna say.
No, I think it's kinda sad. It was almost like because I didn't have anything to share it on, I felt like I didn't have a reason to take anything. And sometimes it was just because I was present in the moment.
Interesting.
Like, sometimes it's because I was present and I forgot, but it was almost like, "Well, I'm not like, what is this for?" And I sort of had to reconfigure, like, well, memories, things you're gonna be grateful you have in the future, like.
That's interesting to me.
And then the other side, which is a little sadder, is like I was so relieved to not have to take or look at pictures of myself anymore because of at that point just the way I was feeling about my body and the way I looked. And like if other people posted me on their social, like let's say I was at a birthday party and picture,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have to see it. I wasn't on social media.
Yes.
I didn't care that other people were seeing me. I didn't have to see me. So it it's actually been
Yeah,
a
that's a good point.
huge it's been a huge growing moment for me since jumping back in with a TikTok channel. Um, where basically like I'm forcing myself to look at me and I'm posting the way I look, the way I really look.
That's good,
Hair in
that's
a
what you
messy
should do.
bun, arms out in a tank top. I'm posting a video
Yeah,
soon of me like doing a workout, which I would have
yeah,
never done before. But guess what?
totally.
There are certain things where I sort of cringe and I have to remind myself to be kind to myself and I force myself to post it because even if it makes me uncomfortable, I'm now like ready for that exposure therapy. And I hated
Yeah,
that like I wouldn't even take pictures of myself. Like there was
that's so interesting to me.
like those like 2 to 3 years into G and I dating, like
Yeah.
I don't
You
have a
have
lot
no
of
pictures?
pictures because I just didn't take any. And like that makes me
Well,
kinda
right, and a
sad.
man is never gonna remember to take the pictures, like, a
Yeah.
lot of times. Sometimes they will, but, like so that's interesting to me because I take pictures of everything all the time,
Yes, you
eh,
do.
but most of them don't wind up on social media. Like, I just take like, I am that annoying person that, like, if you walk down the street and I see, like, a door I like or a vine on a plant I like, I will stop and take a picture of it.
Yeah.
So,
That's
it as
beautiful.
for all of the people out there that think I overpost and overshare, just know you're only seeing about 10%.
Yeah. Yeah, same. And I think that is important. I think that, it's not like I'm an influencer or something and like, oh, I have all this following. But, it's my right now my TikTok is public. I think
Yeah.
most of your channels are public.
All of my channels are public because when you work in the fields, like, what am I doing?
Yeah, but like, yeah, you're never gonna see even close to 100% of my life. And it's not even just the highlight reel. It's just like I'm not a fucking videographer. Like, I'm not gonna document my whole life, and it takes a lot of time to, like, in
Yeah.
my case, like, edit certain things.
Yeah.
You do a lot of, like, quick musings and thoughts, like, they're
Yeah.
genuine,
Yeah.
authentic, in the moment quips, and it's like, yeah, but that was, like, 2 minutes out of a 24-hour day, like,
Right.
you're not gonna see it all, and I think that's healthy, actually.
Yes.
Like, share whatever you wanna share, but, like, some things are just for you.
And, like, I'm gonna say this, and it's not nice, but I'm gonna be honest, it's also my professional opinion because remember, I've done this for the entirety of my career. So I've done this for more than 10 years at this point. Anybody who doesn't understand that social media is basically for a lot of people, a photo album that you hand out of that fancy Italian trip you went on. It's a curated life. You're only seeing what people want you to see. And anybody who one takes too much stock on what people post online and two thinks that you're seeing an entire window into somebody's life or thinks that they know somebody based on their internet persona. So like diving into influencer culture, you are small-minded and you need to get a bigger life and you need to think outside of yourself. And that's my professional opinion.
Could not agree more.
And also as somebody I now own my own digital marketing business. I talk about social media all day
Yeah,
long. So
it'll come
I'm
up.
sure we'll talk about it again.
It'll come up over and over. All right, let's get into millennial mouthfuls. This is our segment where we talk about what we like, what we hate, what we're watching, what we're doing. It's a little silly, it's a little slutty. It's just like us. It's the millennial mouthfuls. And I know you're about to go get your nails done, and I just got my fresh
Yes.
set, and I've never felt
Ooh, I
better.
love the color.
I bet you can guess what the
Mhm.
color is.
It's like a chocolate brown, OPI.
It is OPI. It's actually more of like a dark, deep purple, like a.
Oh, is it Lincoln Park After Dark?
It is. It is.
Yeah, of course it is. Those basic bitches love a Lincoln Park After
Can I
Dark.
tell you, I was looking at it on one of those, like, boards that they have, and I
It's such
pointed
a
to a
good
color.
color.
It wasn't until they grabbed the color and put it down, I flipped it over, I was like, "Of course, it's fucking Lincoln Park after." Like, I picked it not even knowing what it was.
I get it too. It's such a great it's like the perfect color.
Yeah.
They OPI knew what they were doing.
They really do the Lord's work. Oh, fun fact about Alexis, one of these, like, core memories I have about her, I'm gonna talk about you like you're not here, is when we were, just starting to work together and, like, we're really getting close, I remember her telling me that her dream job was to be the person at, like, OPI or D&D that names the nail polishes.
Still my dream job.
That is the sickest fucking job I've ever heard of, and I hope that happens for you one day. What I wanted to ask you about, because you are a nail connoisseur, and Alexis always has the most beautiful nails, her nails are always done, she has super long nail beds, so they're always, like, narrow and beautiful and, like, polished to the gods. What is your take on 3D nails? When they create, like, the little shapes on top? Like, you know what I'm talking about, right?
I really love the way they look. I am never staying at a nail salon for that long. I say this all the time. I will get a 4-hour pedicure. I wish I could drop my hands off and pick them back up.
Okay.
I am somebody that is always like need to be doing something. To sit
Yeah.
there with my hands held hostage or captive, I can't do it.
Yeah.
I love the way they look for other people. I will never do it.
You know what I do is I bring my headphones and I watch or listen to something.
It's my hands. I need to be able to do things with my hands.
And yet you do it. And yet your nails are always taken care of.
But I don't get 3D nails.
And I also noticed you don't do, like, I mean, maybe you do now, but, like, you don't do, like, a ton of, like, designs or something. You just get the color and you move on.
That's why.
If it wasn't a time issue, like, do you like the way it looks?
Yeah, I would totally do it. I could never.
There is something about it, and people are gonna come for me, but, like, there is something that's, like, a little, like, trashy about it.
Well, I am from the great state of New Jersey.
I mean, you don't have them, but I guess you would. But I used to feel that way about French manicures, and I just had one. So, I'm
Interesting.
not saying I wouldn't do it. I don't care. I like a little, like, I think it's fabulous. I would get it anyway. I like to have lots of fun with my nails. Like, right now, I'm just one solid color, but I like to do designs,
You
shapes,
do.
chrome, the cat eye. Like, I like to do all sorts of funky I like to do, like, crazy stuff for Christmas. If I wasn't unemployed and could afford more than a basic manicure, I would have gone, like, all out. So, I will definitely try it at some point.
Yeah, you'll have to let me know.
Yeah, the thing I can't get past, though, is how do you not get your nails snagged on everything? Like, and how are you not, like, popping off things all the time?
You definitely do.
That's what I'm s that see, that you don't wanna sit and wait for it to be done. I don't want it to catch on everything 'cause I'm a normal human being. I do dishes, I fold clothes. Imagine doing your hair
No.
with the
No, I
fucking curling iron and you got the clink, 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 clink.
removing my fingers from my hand. Like I would that's why but see, this is why I say know thyself.
Mhm.
Know thyself. Like
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. But all right, well I do have to wrap up.
You didn't say anything about my eyebrows. I got them tinted.
Oh, I love them. I didn't notice they were
Shut
dark.
up, you can't even tell.
Wait a minute. Wait,
I
honestly,
did that the other day to G and my dad. I was like, "I can't believe you guys didn't say anything about my eyebrows."
you have glasses on. So like you have to remember that your eyebrows and your glass line kind of hit each other. They look great. I
Thank
love them.
you. Thank you. I was obviously being just an
But I
asshole, but
also think you would notice it more if the blonde was showing. I think because your hair is slicked back and it's all dark up there.
yeah, yeah. And I brought it up because I think it's funny because it's like there's barely a difference, and that was honestly my last, like, beauty topic for Millennial Mouthfuls is, like, getting your eyebrows tinted, and, like, I could understand, like, eyebrow blindness where someone, like, goes too dark, but now I'm like, well, now I feel like you can't really see it enough, so I don't know, it's up for debate.
I actually think you look great. I just think your eyebrows look fuller, which is the point. That's the
That was the
point.
point!
So like, yeah, I got it right.
Hell yeah. Alright, well, A+ plus for you on the friendship scale. Alright, go enjoy your nail appointment.
Thank you. So, everybody, if you want more of our daily chaos, hot takes, and semi responsible wisdom, follow us on social. I am Alexis at the_millennial_matriarch on everything. And then we have Ashley, who is at Millennial Mind of Ash, all together on TikTok and Instagram. And that's where you're going to find us serving questionable decisions, comforting truths, and the occasional, wait, am I the drama? Spoiler alert. Yes, always yes. Until next time, drink some water, trust your gut, fuck shit up. And remember, you're the matriarch of your own fucking castle. Act like it. Bye.
Bye.